Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve LeetCode problem 1057 network delay time. So this problem was previously asked by Akuna Capital, as you can see it here. So before we start looking the details, I want to mention that I often create LeetCode solution videos where you will find coding solutions as well as Java J2E interview related helpful frequently asked questions and concepts. So if you are a Java developer looking for like a preparation for interviews, then please subscribe to this channel. It has a lot of good videos to help you in your interview preparation. So please subscribe. So let's go through this description of the problem. So there are n network nodes labeled 1 to n given times a list of travel times as directed edges times I UVW, where U is the source node, V is target node, and W is time it takes for signal to travel from source to target. Now we send a signal from a certain node K. How long will it take for all nodes to receive the signal? If it is impossible, return -1. So if it is impossible means the signal cannot reach to all other nodes basically, then in that case we have to return -1. So they have given some constants here. N will be in the range of 1 to 100, K will be in the range of 1 to n, length of times will be in the range of 1 to 6000, and all ages times I UVW will have 1 is less than equal to U, V is less than equal to N, and 1 is less than equal to W is less than equal to 100. So they have given us these two examples. So let's look at like I created one other example here which is a little bit bigger than this given example, so we can go through it and you will understand it easily what the problem is and how we can solve this problem. So let us look into this example. So this is the input array which is given to us, right? So as you can see, this is U, right? U means source node, U basically. This other one is V is destination node, and this one is W, which is distance, right? So which means that 2 to 1 distance is 1, so you can see it here, 2 to 1 here, right? Distance is 1, correct? Like this, 2 to 3 distance is 1, so 2 to 3, as you can see, distance is 1 here, right? So like this. So we have a basically this is a graph problem, so we have to prepare a graph first based on the input array that is given to us. So we can use a basically let me just show you this one here. So we are going to use a map, right? Integer and set of network nodes. So we have created a helper class called as network node which will take value and distance, right? So for example here, if it is 211, then means this is source node. So for 2 here, for example here, right, adjacency node 2, then we will have 1 and 1, means the node will have 1 as the destination and the distance is 1. So here, as you can see, value is 1 and distance is 1. So that is network node class that we are going to create. So this one basically is a network node class, right? 211 is there, but for simplicity I just wrote 1, but it is 11, right? Because it's a network node class. Similarly, from 2 to 3, 11. So here also you can say this one is network node 3 and 1, right? So basically it is destination node is 3 and distance is 1. Similarly, 5 is destination node is 5 and distance is 10, right? Distance is 10, as you can see it here, right? 10. So this is how we have to first prepare the adjacency set we are going to use. That is actually depiction of the graph, right? So we are creating a graph, basically this one here, right? This one is a graph, but it is a map, and it will have source node as integer and the destination node will be a network node class, and it is set, right? So it is a set basically, and it will contain, the set will contain network nodes basically. So network node will have two things. It will have the destination node and the distance, right? Destination node and distance. So for example, I will again explain you. So this one is basically, this is the graph and this is adjacency set basically, right? So for example, from 2 we will have a set where you can go from 2, right? and that set contains network nodes. So for example, one is one network node where you can go from 2 to 1, right? So this one means 1 is the node, 1 is the distance basically. So this is a network node, right? 1 1. Then the second one is 3 1. 3 is the node, 1 is the distance. So this one is the network node, right? And this one is 5 10, which is 5 is the node and 10 is the distance to go there from 2, right? So that is how the adjacency set works, you know. So this is the representation of graph. For simplicity, I just wrote here 1 3 5, but these are actually nodes like this 1 1 3 1 5 10 like this, right? So let me just backtrack this so I can use this space to write something else. So first we will create a graph which is as shown here, right? The adjacency set. And after that, what we are going to do is we have given a starting point of the graph where we want to actually find out the maximum time it will take to reach all nodes, right? That is what the question asks, as you can see it here. So how long it will take for all nodes to receive the signal. So we have to first make sure that the signal can receive to all other nodes, and if it is not possible we will return -1. If it is possible, we have to calculate the maximum time it takes to reach to all nodes. So we will take the starting point, which is 2. So for example, here we will take this starting point as 2, this one, right? This one is starting point, and then we will start doing BFS. So BFS uses queue, right? So the queue will here we will define this queue, and queue will be having integers, right? Queue is having integers, and we created one map called as distances, where we want to calculate, you know, whenever we are visiting any node, we want to calculate its distance, how much distance it took to visit that node, correct? So for example, we will from 2 to 1, because BFS works on level by level. So in the first level it will go from 2 to 1, right? So let's just write a map here quickly. So our map for the BFS will whenever it is visiting a node, it will create a map. So when it is visiting node 1, the distance it took is 1, right? When it is visiting node 3, then the distance it took is again 1, right? You can see it here. So 3, right? Like this. When it is visiting 5, the distance is 10, right? So 5 distance is 10. So this is the way we will keep going level by level, because BFS goes level by level. So for example, this one is one level where we have visited 1 comma 3 comma 5, right? Now from 1 we will take out 1 from the queue, and then we will visit its adjacent nodes, right? That is how BFS works. So once adjacent node is 4, where you will get this information from our adjacency set. So so we have already seen this 2, right? 1 3 5, we have seen 1 3 5 here, right? Now after this we are now visiting 1, right? Because we will take out now 1 from the queue. So let me just show you, let's just write one small queue here so you will know. So we put 1 3 and 5 in the queue. So now in the next run we are going to remove 1 3 and 5 from the queue. So when we are removing 1, we will check the adjacency for 1. So 4 is adjacent to 1, so we will put that into the queue 4. Then after that 3 adjacent is again 4, so we will put 4 is already there, so we don't want to put again. So that's it, right? So after that we will, in the next run, we will take out 4 from the queue and it will visit its adjacent nodes, right? So when we are visiting 4 from 1, then at that time we have noticed a distance 1 here, right? 1 to 4 is distance 1, 3 to 4 is again distance 2, so we don't want to visit 2 distance, right? We will only visit the distance if it is less than the existing distance. So the existing distance for 4 is 1, so we will just not visit this, because the distance will be 1 plus 2 3, so we cannot increase the distance. We want minimum distance, right? So we will not visit this 2 basically, right? So this part I will just show you quickly in the implementation. So as you can see here, we first check if distances contains next dot value. So if it is not already visited, or the next distance plus current distance, if it is less than the already visited distance, then only we want to do the BFS, right? So now in this case, for example, if we are going 3 to 4, the distance will be 1 plus 2, which is coming 3, but our previous distance that we visited from 1 to 4, it is actually 2, right? 1 plus 1 is 2. This 1 plus 1, it is 2. So the 2 is lesser than 3, so we will not be visiting it because it is more than what we had already seen. So after that, we will, in the next level, we will take out 4 and we will check its adjacency is 5, right? Adjacency of 4 is 5. So we will visit the node 5 here, because the now node 5 will be this 4 plus 1, right? So which will be 3, right? So now instead of 10 what we had seen previously, so this one so let's just, we will not write it here, but 5 10 is already seen, so we are getting better result than this. We are now getting 3, right? So we will update it with 3, because previously 2 to 5 was 10, but now we can take a route from 2 to 1 and 1 to 4 and 4 to 5, which is 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3, right? So we will just update 3. So we are done now at this time, because we have already seen all the nodes in the BFS. So we will just make sure that our map contains all the nodes that we wanted to visit. So as you can see, we started with 2, so except 2 we visited all other nodes, right? 1 3 4 and 5. So it means that we have the answer basically, right? We have the answer. What I mean to say is we don't want to return -1, because we could revisit all the other nodes. Now we have to find out what is the maximum time it takes to visit all the nodes. So if we go through this map, then whatever maximum value we see is the maximum time, which is 3, right? 3 is the maximum time, because other things are 1 1 2 and then 3. So for 5 it takes maximum time 3, so we will have to return 3 as our answer here. 3 will be the answer for this one, because that is the maximum time it takes to reach all the nodes. So let's quickly look at the BFS implementation. So first we have created a graph here, as I said, like integer, and it will have set of network nodes. Network node is a helper class that we have implemented here. It has value and distance, right? And after that we will go through this times array that is given to us, and we will build the graph, right? So we will build the graph, means this adjacency set is the graph basically. So that is what we are building there actually. Okay, so this is what we are building here in graph. So as you can see, we are just getting the u here. Time 0 means u, and this one is time 1 means v, right? V means destination, and time 2 means distance, right? So we have built a graph in this for loop, and then we created a distances map, right? Integer comma integer, so we can capture the distance. This one, right? This one is the distances map. So this one is the distances map to capture the distance from 2 to this node, right? 2 to 1, 2 to 3, 2 to 5, like this basically, from source to that node basically. So we have created distances for that map. Then we created a queue of integer, right? Because queue BFS works with queue, so we have to always offer the nodes into the queue, right? So here we start offering the node k, right? K is the starting point. So we are offering k, and the distance for k will be 0 in the beginning, right? Because that node is itself basically, so there is no distance, so distance is 0. And here in this while loop is basically our BFS starts basically, right? In this while loop, so it will take out the element from the queue, and then it will check if we have already seen that element, right? The current element we have already seen. So we will get the distance, the current distance from distances array. And if the current element has no adjacent element, we will just continue, right? Because there is nothing to it does not have any adjacent element actually. For example, in this case 5, right? 5 does not have any adjacent element. So that's what it means. If it has some adjacent element, we will just use graph.getCurrent, right? Then it will give us the set of network nodes, and we are iterating through this set in the for loop, and we are calling node as next, and we are checking if that node we have already visited or not in the distances, right? It will tell us if it's already visited, or we will check if the distance that we are going to visit is less than the previously visited distance, right? So as I said here, if you look at this case basically um, where we can go to 4 by going from 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, distance is 1 plus 2, which is 3, right? But if we are going from 2 to 1 and 1 to 4, the distance comes smaller, which is 2, it is coming, right? So we will always check if it is giving us smaller distance than we previously have seen. If that is the case, we will add it to our queue and we will continue the BFS for that node, right? It is logically makes sense because you don't want to visit a node where your distance is going to be more, right? If you already had seen a lesser distance, right? So that's what it is doing, and it will recalculate the distance of the node here, right? Next distance plus current distance, it will say, right? So it will calculate the new distance and it will put that into our distance map, right? Distance is our map actually we created to capture the distances of that node from the source node, correct? So that's how we will iterate through all the adjacent nodes here, and we will keep continue the BFS, like this queue will continue until it becomes empty, right? So it will capture all the distances. At the end, after it is done, we wanted to check if our distances is if it is not equal to n, means it cannot reach to all the nodes, right? In that case we have to return -1, as they said, right? So if you cannot reach all the nodes, means -1 we will return. If we reach all the nodes, then we will go through our this distances map, right? This distances map that we created, and we will find out the maximum distance here. So that's what we are doing. Maximum distance we are doing here by using math.max, and we will just return the result, right? Result is the one that we are capturing, the maximum value. So let's just take the same example that we had gone just now, this one. So answer should be 3 if we submit this. So now there are 5 total nodes and starting node is 2. So let's just run this example quickly. So it's running. It's slow, I think. Network error. Oh my god, there is some internet problem, I think. Oh, I don't know why is network error is coming. uh, Let me try again. Yeah, okay, so now it is working. There was some network problem. So as you can see, we are getting correct output 3 that we had seen here, 3, right? So we are getting correct output for this question. Also we can try their example that they had given us here. So 211, I will just modify 231 and then 341, right? 341. So we'll just modify this one. So this is the example that is given to us, and then 4 and 2, right? So 4 are the total nodes and 2, so the distance maximum is 2 here. So let's just make sure it works. So as you can see, we are getting correct result. So let's submit this solution. So our solution got accepted by LintCode. So this is the way we can solve network delay time. So this is a kind of a graph problem, and this graph problem can be solved by using BFS and queue. So so first we created a graph using the adjacency set, and then we started BFS starting from the k is equal to 2, means for whatever k is starting node they have given us, we started doing BFS, and at the end we will just go through the distance map that we had created, and we will calculate the maximum distance from that, and we will return that. So that is the approach that we followed. So if you haven't already checked my LeetCode playlist, then go through it. It has over 100 solved interview coding questions asked in tech companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook. So go through it. Also, it has variety of problems that includes dynamic programming, linked list, array list, hash map, tree map, logical problems, binary search. All those problems are there, so please go through it if you are preparing for coding interviews. Also go through the Java interview playlist. It has a lot of frequently asked questions asked by big tech companies. So if you like this video, if you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe it. Your subscription is really important to us, because that is the way the video can reach to more people who are preparing for Java J2 interviews, and they can get the help from this watching this video in their Java preparation. So please subscribe it, and thanks for watching the video.